All right, we're doing an oil change on this 2010 Camry. It's got the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. And first thing we got to do is throw a drain pan down or an oil bucket or whatever you're going to do, something to catch the oil. 14 millimeter wrench or socket and ratchet, whatever you want for the drain plug. Go ahead, pull that, get the oil draining. Let it drain for like, till it starts like dripping, 10 minutes. Let me just fish this up here so I can lose it when it dies. Can you see that good, or do you want to switch? Okay. We got this oil filter wrench. This is specifically for Toyotas. It's a Blue Point tool made by Snap-on. There's the part number. There's generic tools that you can buy too that work. There's 3 notches. Make sure that you line those tabs up properly. Otherwise, there's a chance that you could break the oil filter housing. And this one in particular is made of plastic, so just watch. Once we get this off, it's gonna puke a bunch of oil. There is actually a 3/8 drive cap on the bottom of the oil filter that's meant to drain the filter housing prior to removal so that it doesn't make a mess. But I'm lazy and just do it like that. So once we get it to that point, we can then remove our cartridge filter along with the rubber O-ring that is our seal for the filter housing. There it is there. I just kind of pinch it from the sides to get it to pop up. And then usually what I'll do is just give this thing a little rinse with some brake cleaner. And we'll let that dry out. Now it is important not to over tighten these things. I have seen on a couple occasions that over tightening them will cause them to fracture. Sometimes they don't just completely break. They'll have like a hairline fracture in them, and they'll only leak oil when you start the engine and there's oil pressure. And I've seen one engine that came back on the hook because ran out of oil and locked up. So very important to tighten these down, not extremely tightly. All right, we have the Moto Master oil filter. There's the part number. And stick our cartridge in there. Now you'll notice it comes with a little bag. You have 2 gaskets and this plastic thing. The plastic thing and the smaller gasket are both for the drain cap that I was talking about. It's this guy right here. I don't ever change them. I can't say I've ever seen one leak before from not changing them. So I just leave it. Completely up to you. If you want to change it, go ahead, change it. And then obviously we've got our main O-ring for the outside sealing surface of the housing. And you can see this one kind of sitting funny in there. I wonder if it maybe got damaged. I know these things need to sit in there. There's some plastic tabs in there. And they have to sit in there properly. I've seen them come apart before. Yeah, it looks like that one tab down there is bent. Maybe I'll pull this out and fix that before we go ahead. All right, we got that situated. Now, completely up to you whether you want to prime the filter housing with oil or not. I never have. Have lots of cars that religiously come to me. Lots of kilometers on them. Completely up to you. The amount of torque that this housing takes is like that. It's like nothing. So I could give you a number if you really want. Let me know in the comments if you actually want the torque spec and I'll find it for you. Now we need to put our drain plug back in. Now these things have a gasket on them that is to be changed at every oil change. And Toyota sells them for like $1, or at least the Toyota around me does. They're just aluminum with a paper wrapping on them. I'll usually reuse them one time if in this case I don't have an extra one. But you can tell when every time you tighten it down, the gasket material, the aluminum, squishes. So you can tell based on like the diameter of the gasket if it's been used multiple times. If it's like pretty stretched out, I definitely change it. Normally I do change them every time, but I just so happen to not have one on me today, so. Okay guys, we're gonna be running the Kirkland Signature Series full synthetic 0W20 in here. 020 is what the car calls for. Now, if you don't have 0W20, you can put 520 in it. But then on the next oil change, you gotta go back to 0W20. So that's what Toyota says. The car does hold 4.44 liters of oil. So we'll get that filled up. We'll put the cap on this thing and run it. All right, put the cap back on, then start the car. Let it run for like 10 seconds and then we'll shut it off. And that's just to cycle all the oil throughout the engine. Then we'll check the oil level. Grab yourself a dirty sock. We pull it out, wipe it off, and then reinsert for an accurate reading. So you can see it's a little bit low, but there's a reason why. Oh, stop moving. Got it. Sorry, we live in 2024 where iPhones can't focus on things. We haven't figured out that technology yet.
Put the sock behind it.
Oh, there. Okay. So, what I was saying was, you gotta wait like 5 minutes for the oil level to come up. There you go, you see it's already coming up. You gotta give it some time for the oil to settle from the engine back down into the oil pan to get an accurate reading. So, I already know that we put in the perfect amount, so I know it's good, I'm not worried about it. And that's pretty much it. I guess if I missed anything, throw them down in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Got any questions? I'd be glad to answer them. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. Go watch one of our 957 videos or however many we have now. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. All right, I'm going to show you how to reset this maintenance required light. First, you got to hit your trip button until you're on trip A. Then you're going to shut the car off. You're going to hold the trip button. And you're going to key on just with the key on, engine off. And you'll see these little dots that are flashing and they're going away. Boom. Reset to 0. Maintenance lights off. Start the car. And we're good to go. Unfortunately, it does reset the trip, but whatever. Maintenance required lights out. That's for American cars only, by the way.